You step outside for a moment, maybe to check the sky, maybe to feel the sun, and then go right back inside. But your ancestors didn't do that. They lived outside every hour of every single day. The sky wasn't something they just glanced at. It was the ceiling of everything they knew, which raises a question: what did they actually see when they looked up? For over 300,000 years, your ancestors navigated this planet with no maps, no instruments, and no artificial light. What they had instead was direct contact with a world that was physically overwhelmingly alive, a world constantly broadcasting information that they read the way you read a screen. Start with the night sky. On a clear night, far from any town, the modern human eye can see roughly 2,500 stars. Your ancestors had no cities or glow softening the dark. What they saw every single night is something most living humans have never witnessed. The Milky Way was a dense, luminous band of light so bright that it cast actual shadows on the ground, shadows cast from starlight alone. In 1994, when an earthquake knocked out power across Los Angeles, people called emergency services reporting a strange silver cloud hovering overhead, which was simply the Milky Way they had never seen before. Your ancestors didn't just observe the natural world, they were fluent in it. To them, the landscape was a living language. Anthropologist Wade Davis spent decades with indigenous cultures and found they experienced landscape the way a musician experiences music, responsive and deeply felt. He called this vast collection of human wisdom the ethnosphere, the accumulated intelligence of thousands of years of paying attention. The Hadza trackers of Tanzania can follow a wounded animal across dry, rocky ground just by reading microscopic disturbances in the dust and bent grass. Aboriginal Australians created the song lines, a navigational system mapping thousands of kilometers through verses encoded into songs. By singing the correct sequence of verses, a traveler could cross vast deserts without ever getting lost. The landscape and the song were the exact same thing. Picture a morning 70,000 years ago. A small group wakes up at the edge of a forest, looking automatically at the horizon. The color of the pre-dawn sky told them whether rain was hours away and if the wind would shift, functioning as an ultra-accurate clock, calendar, and weather forecast. Botanist Robin Wall Kimmerer calls this the grammar of animacy, perceiving trees, rivers, and terrain as living participants with active signals. Ancient humans paid attention all the time because their survival depended on it. Miss a signal and you don't survive. Before industrialization, the natural soundscape was extraordinarily rich and deeply layered. Soundscape ecologist Bernie Krause estimates that half of the natural wild habitats he recorded in the 1970s are now completely silent. The insects and specific birds are gone, and with them, the vital information they carried every single day. That soundscape was an early surveillance system. Sudden silence meant something dangerous was moving through the area. Kalahari Bushmen could distinguish dozens of bird alarm calls and translate them into precise information about threats half a kilometer away. The human nose contains 400 distinct olfactory receptors capable of detecting over 1 trillion distinct scents. In a world without synthetic chemicals, your ancestors could smell incoming rain hours before it arrived. Trackers could even identify the exact species of an animal solely from its faint scent trail in the air. Your body can still do all of this. You just don't live in a world that asks it to anymore. Over time, agriculture, cities, industrial noise, and glowing screens replaced the natural world. We traded raw connection for modern comfort and safety. Studies examining stress levels show a fascinating contrast between modern urban dwellers and nomadic foragers. Foragers experienced acute short-term physical stress followed by recovery. Modern humans live in a permanent, low-grade hum of chronic stress that never shuts off. Your ancient threat detection hardware, built to spot predators in the tall grass, now flinches at notification icons on a digital screen. Your nervous system continuously interprets work emails and facial expressions on video calls as immediate survival threats. Professor Stephen Kaplan developed attention restoration theory, proving that natural environments physically rebuild depleted cognitive focus. Spending as little as 20 minutes in a natural setting lowers cortisol, drops blood pressure, and restores working memory capacity. 20 minutes is all it takes for your body to start remembering where it actually evolved to be. Neuroscientist David Strayer sent participants on extended wilderness trips with zero technology. After 4 days, their creative problem-solving scores jumped by an incredible 50%. When freed from constant notifications, your brain unlocks broader, highly associative thinking, the exact mindset your ancestors relied on. You might have stepped outside for 30 seconds today, glanced at the sky, and stepped right back inside. Yet beneath your daily routine, the older part of you, the part that is 300,000 years old, is still paying attention to it all. If you enjoyed exploring the gap between the world you were built for and the one you live in, hit that subscribe button to support the channel. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.